Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Crimson Carta dab of the day. Before we start with the dab of the day, we're going to talk about the topic of the day. It's an important topic. I'm in the midst of it, but I want to talk about how to do it. How do you select the doctor that's going to operate on you? How do you select the facility? Then how do you say yes? With me, it's for my third spinal surgery, for a triple insertion of a titanium prosthetic device called the Coflex. How do I decide? I've only seen one doctor who's recommending. I've got to see another one and then another one. I've got 2 more appointments set. So first off, you got to get yourself a lot of appointments to find out what you've got. Once you identify what you've got and what they want to do, you really need to see multiple people to see if they all agree. They all agree, obviously, to go forward. If they don't agree, then you have really hard thoughts on a non-medical person. What do you do? But let's say they all agree. 3 doctors agree, they're surgeons, they all agree this process is what you need, the Coflex process, as an example for all of us. Well, then you got to decide who you're going to work with. Sometimes it's not who the nicest doctor is. You got to take emotion out of this, everybody. This is an unemotional decision, unfortunately. I know it's hard. I like to handshake people. I like them to talk to me, look me in the eye. But you know what? What if he can't? What if she can't? What if that's not how they're built, but they're the best spine surgeons in the world? So it's a little bit of who moved my cheese. I'm not going to, I'm in sales executive years ago. I'm not going to get the nice guy necessarily. I want the technician. I want the expert at what he does. Then, where am I going to have it? I want the facility that's the best of the best to go into and come out of. Going in ain't the problem. Coming out is the problem. And then, of course, the aftermath and things like that, but that's a whole other decision tree. The decision tree of who do you go to and what do you have and where do you have it are really the keys to the circle. You have to close the loop, so to speak, on these decisions. And I'm an example of it not being an easy thing to do. Doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter. This is out of anybody's comfort zone of things they know about. These are things we think we know about. We don't know about these things. The surgeons know about these things. So what we do is we try to empirically patch together the best Ben Franklin T-squares we can with limited information. Look what I'm talking about. Is he nice or not? That's irrelevant probably. Okay? What I'm trying to point out is don't let his nice or not nice sway you in whether or not to see him. Bedside manner for a surgeon, I got to tell you, my sister was in the nursing business all her life, my brother-in-law too. Their comment about surgeons was, none of them are nice. They're nice in the operating room. They're just not. That's not what they're built for. They're built for empirical things, logic, straightforward things, surgery. So it really does capture all of who we are during these situations. I know, and I'm sensitive to it. It's overwhelming. Because you all say to yourselves, we all say to ourselves, what if I make the wrong decision? And by the way, there are multiple decision-making points in the process. It's not just who's going to cut you and where you're going to have it done and what you're going to have done. It's a whole lot of other questions that you have to make decisions on. You don't give them a free rein. You have to kind of identify what your goal is, okay? My goal would be to get out of pain. But I've heard some horror stories how they get themselves into even worse pain permanently. So when you see and read those things and it happens, how then do you put yourself in for that? Well, the doctor's there, the surgeon's there to explain to you the risks and to help you understand his level or her level of experience. Part of the decision tree of who do we go to? Who do we see? Who do we let do it? As far as a facility, you can look up facilities online. The United States keeps a scorecard for all major all hospitals. So I urge us all to look at these things before we go in for any type of surgery so we can make sure we're in the best place possible that takes our insurance. Lastly, unfortunately, you have to make sure the surgeon you're looking at takes your insurance. Don't get so hyped up and excited about a guy on healthgrades, let's say, .com, and then find out he doesn't take Medicare or Horizon or whatever insurance you have. So it's a difficult process, but it's got to start. There's several components to that process, and hopefully we'll be able to do them well. Determining what you're going to have, who's going to do it, and where it's going to be. Let's take our dab of the day. We're using THCA diamonds that I loaded already. Look, these decisions are not easy to make. These are life-changing decisions we're going to be making. Take your time, think about it, and do it right the first time. You don't get a second chance on these decisions. Cheers. And get on the dab train, everybody. Here's to everybody making good decisions when facing surgery. I'm going to talk more about the process because it's having the surgery in the hospital, the next discussion, and then afterwards. But let's get past choosing a doctor, hospital, and a procedure. Cheers, everybody.